Okay, I'm going to just say a little bit on this. So this is the case is this. Due to the current business climate, a major restaurant is looking at digitizing their processes to cut down their costs. You meet the bosses of the firm and they tell you the following. So I have 15 outlets spread across Singapore. I only have one warehouse. The warehouse stores everything. So raw food materials, consumables, non-consumables. And you want to cut down our cost. And one of the things that happens is that they throw away a lot of their unsold raw food. And they want to be able to monitor the sales automatically so that they can control the amount of raw food that they purchase. So typically, this is a common scenario whereby all their processes are done by hand and paper, or even by a phone call, meaning that somebody will call, today not enough fish, or today too much fish. Yeah, then tomorrow don't buy so much. So something like that. Yeah, it probably would be quite often. Yeah, so that is their current process that's happening. So of course, being the qualified database engineer that you have, you now come up with the following suggestion. So you first digitize your menu, and for each menu item, we are clear of what are the items that are being sold, and each item is then linked to a raw material. So there's now the concept of relation, the relation between the menu item and versus the raw material. And we can sort of, in a way, estimate the amount of so-called items that are being ordered will determine how much raw materials are actually being used for. So the first thing is the menu table. So you have looks like this: menu ID, amount sold, and month sold. And they mentioned that they actually have an existing database that looks a bit like this. So order table, which has the order ID, the menu ID, the month the order was being so-called ordered, and the outlet that was being done. So assume that that they only started in 2020, so they just need the month sold column rather than the proper date column. So yeah, so this is the entire scenario. And of course, you think that that is you think that one thing they need to do is to convert this table into this table over here. So you say no problem, that can easily be converted. In fact, I can do it right now. So write an SQL statement which converts the order table from here to the menu table over here. So that is your first question. Okay, so this question is worth 6 marks. Want you all to spend some time to think through how to do it. It should be a nested SQL statement. So inside should be a select statement. Outside should be the insert statement. And you'll be grouping by 2 attributes. So maybe I give you all 4 minutes to do that. I think this is a good question to try to solve. I will start at maybe 8:50 like that. Maybe I pause the video first. Sorry. Okay, so in this example, we only have 2 attributes. So yeah, so sorry. Yeah, I will post the solution online. Yeah. So in this example, we only have 2 attributes, which is the raw attribute menu ID and the raw ID. So the second question is, assuming that this has 2 attributes, what should the 2 attributes be? So this will be the menu ID and the raw ID. And both should be the primary key. So this will be a composite primary key. Okay. Okay, so far. Okay. So the CEO now asks, does it mean that all we need to do is to ask the chef to fill out the menu raw table and it will be done? So to think this through, at least for now, we may need to create a table that stores the amount of raw material that was sold per month. Okay. So assume that this table now has three attributes. What then should the attributes then be? So I give you all maybe about 2 minutes to think this through. Start at about 9 p.m. Okay, it's 9 p.m. So what this table is trying to imply is that we have the raw material that is being bought, which is here, and we have the menu items that are being sold, which is here. We have the menu item that relates to my raw material, which is here. And now I want to say how much of my raw material is being sold. So this one, we would say that we need three attributes. So it will be the raw ID, will be the month, and also the amount. So how to argue for us? Just email me. Yeah, just email me. Yeah, so no worry. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So it be these three things. So what do you think is the primary key? So argue the primary key will be this and this. So this should be the primary key. If you just put this alone, then this cannot work because every month this may change. So you need to have two composite primary key in this case. Okay. In the next question is to state the foreign keys of the table. So I can just say although the raw ID reference to what in the table. Yeah, so this this one should be quite yeah quite not very difficult. This one is okay. Okay, so write the SQL query on how to create the raw sold table. So this one is should not be very difficult. So I give you all maybe 2 minutes to try to do this. Maybe I start at about 9:04. Okay, so it's 9:04. So I can just put create table. And raw sold, and you can put in your ROID integer and your amount sold as like a float. And the last one is the month. Can we just put as integer? And primary key will be the raw ID month over here, and foreign key raw ID references to the other table, which we're going to call raw ID. So this is how we write the query to create this table. Okay, so this is still quite so far all these are quite straightforward. Okay, so this is another one that is a little bit hard. So this one is a little bit hard. So I want to write an SQL statement which populates the entities of the raw soap table, which is this table. So you have to think through how do we populate that. It is going to take a series of joins because we mentioned that you now have the menu that was being sold for each month. You have the menu, how it relates to the raw material. And so I need to populate then for that raw material, how many of it was being sold. Okay. So this table over here. So this table over here is the raw ID, the amount sold, and the month. And in this case, right, we will assume that one unit of the menu item will be equivalent to 1 unit of the raw ID. This one is a little bit tough. So I give you maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes to try to solve it. This one, yeah, it's a bit tough. So yeah, give you 5 minutes to try to do this. You don't think of it as too complicated yet. You think of it as a select statement first. So you don't think of it as a insert statement. Think of it as a select statement. Then it will be quite natural. Okay, so I will start. Okay, so let's look at this question. So I'm going to populate my raw sold table, which consists of these three things. So I will definitely need a group by. I'll definitely need a group by. I'll definitely need definitely need a select. Okay, let's discount the fact that we are going to be doing an insertion. So let's just look at the select statement. So how can I select from my list of tables these three things? So I need to select something, something, something from something where some condition, and I probably need a group by. Okay, and this case, right, uh, it may not be very clear, but you can probably in a way infer that it probably is the two things you need to group by will be the row ID and also the month sold. But we don't need to do that now. But you can think of the back of our mind that probably that is what we want to do. We have three tables here. The tables are the raw sold, the menu raw, which links between my menu and my raw material, and my menu table. Okay. You also have order table, so and order table as well. Okay. So we know that from the order table, we can link back to how many of the raw material was being ordered. So probably we will need the order table. We may also need the menu table, and we will need the menu raw table because we want to link between the item versus my raw material. Okay, so let's just say that I need my menu. I definitely need my menu raw, and let's call this MR. And I also need my menu table, which is my MT. So these are the two things that I may need. So order table, I don't know yet, but maybe I don't put that in first. But what I want to do, where's my order table? Order table here. Yeah, I don't know if I need that yet. Okay, but let's just put it at the back of our mind. But I definitely want to do a join between my menu raw dot order ID, and I want to join it with my menu table dot order ID. So this is definitely one of the joins that we want to do, right? Because I want to join between what is the raw material in that. And the next join I want to do is I want to join my model menu raw menu raw is this one. Sorry, that's my menu menu raw. Sorry, menu raw is raw material. Okay. Yeah. So this is the first thing I want to join. Okay, so think about it. Do I need to do any more joins after this? Menu table has no order ID. Let me see. Sorry. Menu table. Oh, menu table has no order ID. Oh, okay. Uh, menu raw. Menu menu raw is what? Sorry, I mixed up myself a little bit. Menu raw is menu raw. Menu raw. Okay. Let me what is in menu raw? Oh, menu raw is sorry. Menu raw menu ID, sorry. Menu ID. Yeah. Okay, let's okay. So menu ID. Menu ID dot menu ID. So this is definitely one of the joins that I want to do because I want to know for each of the menu what is my raw item that is there. So after I do this join, the next thing I want to do is I can now select my menu dot raw ID, correct? Because I now have joined between my menu raw and my menu table. So I now know what is my raw ID there. Okay. And subsequently, I can just do a group by of my menu table dot months sold and also my menu raw dot raw ID. In this selection, I then select my months my months and also my count. And this is the select statement which will give me the query, the solution form in that of my output table. And I just need to do an insert into, and this will be the solution for that. Okay. Hmm. So so this is one of the more, there are actually a few complex question in this quiz. Yeah. So there are a few questions that are a little bit complex. Yeah. So need to do some thinking. Yeah. So question number 7 is okay. Question number 7 is write SQL statement that shows the amount sold for individual raw material ID in the month of Jan. So this one is fine. So so I can just put select raw ID amount sold raw material ID. Do I have a table here? Yeah. Where month equals to 1. And if I want to know each individual raw material, then I will need to do a group by. Hold on, let me see. Group by, group by, group by, group by, group by, Roy. Okay, yeah. So actually, Zhe raised a very good point. That was also point that the point that actually your seniors also raised in the last time. So I that's why I mentioned that we will just consider for one single raw material or rather one single manual item, it uses one single raw material for simplicity. But you're definitely right. We can if you use the sum amount sold, we will not fault you for that. Okay, let me see. Yeah. So I think in my actual solution, I put some amount sold, but I think in the quiz, because I mentioned that, so I also accepted it if people gave me just a count. Okay. Okay. Question number 8 was a bit too much. So after doing this question, I marked question number 8 very liberally because question number 8 really really quite hard, really quite hard. So question number 8, I felt that I felt bad. I felt bad after doing question number 8. So I gave them I gave the marks quite liberally. So I will go through the answer because now I look at it, I think I will not expect you all to do a question like that during the quiz. Okay, so create trigger. So create trigger, we know that we need a create trigger, the trigger name, and the condition after insert on amount on the table. Okay, so for each row, begin and end. Okay, for each row, begin and end. So this is the base structure of the trigger lah. Okay, so this one is basic. So yeah, everybody should do this correctly, and so I will not go into that. The hard thing is in the trigger. So the trigger comes in because I'm going to insert something into my raw soap table. Okay, so when a new order comes into my order table, I'm going to automatically insert something into my raw soap table. Please have mercy. No lah, no lah. Yeah. So insert something into my raw soap table. So there's a condition. So if that month is not there, you need an if statement. If the month, then you do the insert. If the month is already there, then you need to do an update. So quite complicated, right? So you actually need an if, then else statement. Okay. So the if is if like there is so the meaning behind this if is that if the month is not in my raw soap for the yeah yeah for the ID, if it's not there, then I need to insert in, I need to carry out an insert statement. If else I will do this will be insert and this will be an update. So this is where the trigger then becomes extremely long. So let's look at this part first. So this condition, so this condition is if there is no if there is no if there is if the so-called if the month is not present. So the condition will be something like select count from raw soap. So let's say rs, where rs dot month equals to new dot month. Okay, so this is the condition. And I also may need to check if my raw ID is there or not. So this is a bit too much. So actually I need to do another join here. So I need to do another join, which is my my raw, which is where is it? So yeah, menu raw, which is SLMR, and my menu raw dot raw ID equals to my new dot equals to my raw soap dot raw ID, and my menu raw dot menu ID equals to my new dot menu ID. Okay. Order table. Does order table have menu ID? Menu ID. Yeah, order table has menu ID. Thankfully, order table has menu ID. Yeah. So this is the condition that we need to put here in order to check if do I do an insert or do I do an update. Is this making sense? Okay. Yeah. So if this makes sense, right, then the next one will be easy. So if it is equals to 0, I do an insert. If it is not equals to 0, I then do an update. So this whole part is supposed to be in this if statement over here. And then I do the insert statement over there and the update. I think I don't need to go through this because this is just a lot of joins which now I think about it, actually very meaningless. So I shouldn't have said this kind of question. Yeah. So I'll post the solution there, but when you look at it, you also see you also like feel very unreasonable. So yeah, so I'm sorry for my seniors that have to go through this. So yeah, this time out we will not do something so unreasonable in that way. Okay, we're almost at the end already. So yeah. So let's look at the next question. Oh, the next one is should be okay lah. So it's just creating a view. So can create a view which counts for each month. So this one should be okay. So maybe you all want to take about 1-2 minutes to look at this. I leave you all some time to just think through this. Okay, so this one, right? Not you notice that you don't think about the creating the view first. So just think of it as a select statement. So yeah, so the view is actually a side. So you can just do a select something from somewhere where a certain condition. So probably we'll need a group by for for this. So what I want to do is I want to select the raw material and I want to check off the amount sold and I want to deduct it from my quantity that is being bought. Okay. So the tables that we'll be using will probably be the raw that is being sold, so RS, and also the raw R. Let's look at R. This one, the raw table, which has the quantity bought. So what I want to do is I will take the amount bought minus the amount sold. And that will tell me the amount that is being wasted. Correct? So the join is going to be rs dot raw I rs dot raw id equals to r dot raw id and rs dot month equals to r dot months bought. Okay. Okay. And I probably need to do a group by the month and maybe also the ID. And I select the raw dot underscore ID. And the important thing is I want to do a subtraction amount bought minus rs dot amount sold. Okay. So I want to do the bought minus the sold. So I will say this in a more clearer form, hopefully. I am going to select from two tables, the sold table and the raw table. They are linked together by the raw ID. So I can join them together by this, and also want to join them together by their month. So I want to know for each month, for each raw material, what is the amount that's being sold, and so, or rather the amount that's being wasted. So I'll have to group by the month and the raw ID, and I select the raw ID, the months, and also the amount bought minus the amount sold. Okay, after that I can just do a create view here, and this will be the statement. Okay, okay, so almost there already. So this one, okay, I give you all 3 minutes to do this. I need to step up for a very short while, but I give you all 3 minutes to do this, and I'll be back in about 3 minutes time. Thank you. This is actually quite a good question because it tests you on the fundamentals of relational algebra. So this is something that you may want to practice. I'll give you about 1 more minute to think this through. Okay, so let's do the easy one first. Which one do you think is the easy one? So I think these two are easy. Okay, sorry. I don't have the pen. This one and this one should be easy. Let me try to highlight. Okay. This one and this one will be easy. Why? Because right. Uh, so we have two tables R and AB and S, B, C, D. So if I were to join them, right, they can only be joined based on my table B. So that's the only condition that it can be joined. So this is the selection criteria, and this pi is the projection criteria. So this one is easier in the sense that by this we are clear that this is a null. We cannot, there's not, if we select by attribute A equals 1, 2, 3, this will give me an empty set. This join and this empty set is going to give me an empty set. So this is going to be a null. Okay, so this will be one group, definitely. Let's look at this one also. I'm going to project A from R. So this will be empty. So this empty join, yeah, so this will also be empty. So this will be empty set. So these two will be the easier ones. Okay, let's look at the rest of it. Okay, let's look at the first one. the first one, I'm going to do a projection on A equals 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so this one is fine. Yeah, so if we do the drawing first and then we project 1, 2, 3. Okay. How about this one? This I will do select 1, 2, 3. This I'm going to select based on 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to project only the attribute A. So what the first one gives me, right, is that this will give me A, B, do I give another B? Let me think. This is if I call this a natural join, this will not have a B. So I only have A, B, C, D, and I will project only 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this will be, let's say, group 1. How about this? This I'm going to do a selection first, and then I go to do a projection. So this, what do you think this will give me? This will give me this. Only the column A with all the 1, 2, 3s. So this will be group 2. How about this? This is a selection, excuse me, a selection followed by a join. So do you think this looks like this one or this one? Will it be option X or option Y? Or rather maybe group 1 or group 2? This will look more like group number 1. Okay, because I do the selection and then I do the join. So you look like group 1. Let's look at this. This I do the join, then I do the selection and then the projection. And so this will be group 2. This I do the join, I do the selection, I do the projection of everything, and this will look like group 1. This I do the projection of everything, and I do the selection, and so this will look like group 1 also. Okay, so this is how we solve this question. Okay, last one, last question. Okay, so maybe you all take another maybe like 2 minutes to solve this. Actually, this one should be quite fast. So you all just think, look, just true, false, true, false only. Why is PA now again? Which question? This one is it? Okay. Good question. Okay, so if I were to project A from R, right? A there's nothing to join with this. So this drawing will turn out to be a null. This one, right, is I'm going to select 1, 2, 3 from here, but A is not here. So this will also give me an empty set. This join and this set join, this will be a null. So this 2A. No problem, welcome. Okay, let's look at this. P and Q are union compatible. Does it mean that they have the same number of tuples? This is definitely false, because nothing to do with tuples. Same number of attributes is definitely true. Same names, actually false. It don't need to have the same name. It's false. Say data type is true. The attributes in P must exactly be the same as so this is false because this is already false. It's false. Okay, let's look at this tree. P minus Q is equals to P union Q minus Q. It's not easier to draw. Okay, so P minus Q, say this is this. So P and Q, P minus Q is this. So what is P union Q? Is equals to this, and Q is equals to this. So P union Q minus Q is equals to this, which is equivalent. So this is also true. What is the last one? Okay, so another question now. Maybe I will answer that after I do this too. Yeah, sorry. I'll answer that after I do this too. So okay, so let's look at this one. P minus Q is equals to P intersect with not Q. Okay. P minus Q, as I say, is this one. Okay, let's say P is this and Q is this. So P is this, not Q is going to be how to draw not Q. Q is going to be all the rest here lah. Okay, sorry. Let me do it again. So P minus Q is this. So let's say P is P and this is Q. Q is going to be, not Q is going to be all of this now. So P intersect with not Q will be this, which is equivalent. So this is also true. Okay. The last one, not P intersect not Q is equals to P intersect Q. So P intersect Q is easy to find, which is this. So this P, this Q will intersect. Okay, not P intersect with not Q. So P is this, Q is this. Not P is this. Oh, let's use another color. Not P is this. Not Q is this. So not P intersect with not Q is going to give us this. So this is false. Okay, so this is how we solve the last one. Okay, the question is, why is the last one group A? Okay, so last one group A, right, it project A, B, C, D. It will not be able to project A, but it will be able to project B, C, D. So it will still have B, C, D, which is here. So this R join with B, C, D will still be successful, and you will still be able to do this join. And so after you do the join, you will have something like this: A, B, C, D, and you project. We select only the 1, 2, 3. So that's why this group 1. Some argue that this is now, but I am very much inclined to think that this should be group 1. Okay. Yeah. So if all is fine, then I will clean up the solution. I think there's some minor bugs in my solution still, so I'm going to clean it up and I'll post it online. Yeah. So sorry if earlier in SQL, how to put it, a bit messy because so many tables like then scroll down, scroll down. Yeah. So sorry if a little bit messy. Yeah, but I'll clean up the solution and post them out as soon as I can. Anybody has any further questions? Technically, you can't project attribute that's not in the table, right? Um, so this is where the controversy comes in. So some of them put this as null. I think in the end, I also allowed them to, I gave them the mark, but I I will say in this way lah. Technically, if you try to project something that is not there, then then you could just ignore it lah. That's my point of view lah. But I also I accepted their point of view whereby they threw an error and this whole thing is now lah. I also accepted that lah. But I am more towards the view whereby it it will just ignore the attributes that are not there, and then it will continue on. But I'm more towards the view of that. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Okay. If there are no other questions, sorry that today I didn't give you all the break because I didn't think you will also stretch for so long. So it's been a very long evening and a very long half a trimester. So yeah, so if there's nothing else, thank you so much for sharing the evening together with me.